Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Apollo Air 1 air quality sensor that has been specifically designed for Home Assistant. Now previously we have looked at the air quality sensor from IKEA with a Vinderstriker, link in the description to that review, but this new sensor takes it to a whole new level. I don't think I've seen any other air quality device on the market that offers so many air quality sensors built into one device. It comes from a small team of engineers in the US that call themselves Apollo Automations, who saw a gap in the market and decided to go for it. Great work, guys. They currently have 3 products on the market. The Air 1, a microwave multi-sensor that actually comes with a CO2 sensor integrated as an optional extra. Watch out for that video on this device. And a multi-target sensor, again specifically developed for integration into Home Assistant. This also comes with a built-in CO2 sensor. If you'd like to pick one of these up, then links in the description. So let's dive on in and see if this sensor can sniff out all those rear-end gases. Now, as a startup company, you don't get all the fancy boxing or even including cables for your device, presumably to keep the price down. But since we all have a drawer full of cables, why not keep the e-waste to a minimum? I mean, if Apple can do it, why not other manufacturers? The device looks to be made of white PLA filament that was 3D printed and has dimensions of 61 millimeters square by 30 millimeters tall. Now, this is not a super small device, but small enough to hide away. When you consider what it can measure, it's amazing how they have packed so many sensors into such a small unit. It has hex head screws securing the top of the case, and you can gain access into the device, although it should be noted that you probably invalidate the warranty if you open the device. The top has large ventilation holes and along 3 sides has mesh grills to allow for good airflow through the device. This is aided by a small fan that on one side draws air through the device. This is essential on an air quality sensor. On the 4th side is a USB-C connection that powers the device. This is great to see that the team have moved away from micro USB. That was a terrible connection and they're slowly dying out. Installation is super convenient. We simply need to plug in the Air 1 using the USB-C cable. The internal LED blue light will flash indicating that the unit is in configuration mode. I'll be running through the installation on an iPhone, but the process will be virtually the same on an Android phone. Open up your Wi-Fi settings. A new Wi-Fi access point will appear for the Apollo Air 1 hotspot. Select this. Your phone will connect to the Air 1 hotspot. The device will drop you into an ESPHome configuration screen. Select your 2.4 GHz home network, remembering not to select your 5 GHz network. Now enter your Wi-Fi password, press save, confirm with done. Now let's move back to Home Assistant. Now I'll assume that you already have ESPHome installed. If not, you might like to install this now. Now you'll see that a new notification has appeared. Go to the notifications. Now press check it out. The Apollo Air 1 will have appeared. Now press configure. Confirm that you wish to add the device to ESPHome and press submit. Optionally give the device an area and press finish. Now let's go and see what information the Air 1 has brought back to us. Search for and select ESPHome. Now select the Air 1 devices. Now remember, as this is an ESPHome, it is local control and there is no internet required. Now you can see 3 controls and a whole heap of sensor information. The top 2 entries for the SCD40 and the SEN55 are the secret to the success of this air quality sensor. The first entry is to calibrate the SCD40, links in the description to the manufacturer's datasheets, which is the optional CO2 sensor. Now this comes pre-configured from the factory, so there is no need to do this under normal circumstances, but it's nice to see the team give you the option. I'll put a link in the description to how you can calibrate this if you wish to. Also note that this is not a commercial grade sensor, so it does not meet the NBIC, the NFPA, or the IFC requirements. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a manufacturer come out and honestly tell you in their documentation, great work guys. When you consider commercial sensors will run you hundreds of dollars, need mains power, and are usually 10 times the size and only work with specialized equipment, I think you can see what an amazing job the team have done. The second control is to clean the SEN55. Links in the description to the manufacturer's datasheets, which is the multi-sensor for the multi-size particulate matter, VOC, NOx, temperature, and humidity. Now, this is a great multi-sensor, considering that many manufacturers only give you their particular sensor for a lifespan of 3 years. The SEN55 has a lifespan of 10 years. Then you get to turn on or off the LED light. Just remember that this is an RGB LED, that you can also control the colors. So you can create an automation to turn this red for low air quality, or maybe green to remind you to put the bins out, something that I'm always forgetting to do. The sensor measurements is where the A1 comes into its own, with gas measurements for ammonia, carbon monoxide and dioxide, ethanol, hydrogen, methane, nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen oxide, plus other measurements for air pressure, particulate matter, temperature, humidity and VOC. Let's test out the ammonia sensor. We can easily find ammonia in cleaning products such as eyeglass cleaner. Spraying the smallest amount causes the ammonia and methane readings to skyrocket from its base level of 0, plus heaps of other measurements also increase. You can easily have some fun here and try out different substances and see what gases they contain. To truly appreciate this, let's view the information on a dashboard. I use Plotty as the card of choice, as it offers quick setup and great flexibility to adjust the views on the fly. Watch out for the video that's coming on that shortly. This might be a good time to join and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And if you're enjoying the video, then maybe consider a super thanks or buy me a coffee. Adding the sensor information to a dashboard using drag and drop along with Plotty, you can see the real breadth of the sensor information available from all these small sensors. Now the ESP32 does create heat, and this can affect the temperature humidity readings due to the close proximity to the sensor. The team have thought about this and do give you an offset that you can apply to correct the reading, with a recommended settings between 2 and 6 degrees. It's great the Apollo team have provided this, but I suspect they will follow the rest of the market and move to an off-device temperature humidity sensor that is built into the charging cable. This is similar to how Link does this. See the video in the pop-up above for the review of this product. Then you get the option to turn on or off the LED light on startup. I love it when the manufacturer openly gives you full control. So the Air 1 from Apollo Automation, what do I think? It's the best air quality sensor on the market without question. The range of gases it measures is nothing short of astounding. The thought that has gone into the parts used shows it was developed by true engineers. The simplicity of its integration into Home Assistant shows that the advertised build for Home Assistant is 100% true. The larger question is, what are you planning to do with all this information? Now, I love data, and I'm constantly finding new ways to use this data in automations, and I can think of a million ways that this will help me automate my home, and I think you will too. Now, it's not perfect. The temperature and humidity measurements on the device is something that needs to be addressed. The packaging and build quality is very much startup, and I'm sure will improve. But do you buy a product for the device or the packaging? Sorry, Apple. But apart from that, I can't think of a single other feature I would change. Maybe in the Air 2 they can pack even more sensors into the same form factor. Well done, Apollo. So would I buy it? Yes, it gets a thumbs up from Smart Home Australia. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, then consider subscribing and joining the channel. Then hit that bell to be notified of new content when it becomes available. While there, maybe buy me a coffee or a super thanks. The Air 1 doesn't do that yet. Until the next one, keep your air pure and fresh and free from harmful gases.